Everyone's chasing new leads, cold outreach, paid ads, LinkedIn automations. But I keep talking to business owners, coaches, consultants, founders, service providers, and I see the same thing over and over. They all have a CRM or a spreadsheet full of people who already said yes once, but they're just not using it. One of them haven't even touched their client list for 3 years. We wrote 2 emails using the structure that I'm about to show you, and we booked 5 meetings in 72 hours with no new tools, no system overhaul, just a better email. Hi human, welcome back to my universe. If you're new here, my name is Ivan. I'm an Argentino who sold tech for Oracle, MongoDB, and AWS across 7 countries. And I closed over $7 million. And now I help established business owners sell the way great hotels host. Today I'm going to show you the exact prompt and email structure that turns dormant contacts into book meetings. I also put together a free PDF with everything so you can do this yourself. Link is going to be in the description below. Let's get into it. So step 1, we're gonna pull your dormant contacts. So this is based on what I've seen from business owners I work with, and most of them already have something like this. Either a spreadsheet or a CRM export or a list somewhere where they have 10, 50, even 200 contacts. So as you can see the columns, each one has a name, a company, a role, a last project, last contact date. And this column right here, a personal detail, I think this is the most important column in this entire spreadsheet, and I'll show you why in a minute. Now, the filter is simple. Anyone you haven't spoken to in the last 5 months or more, that's your reactivation list. Every person on this list already trusted you enough to work with you once. They already said yes, so the question is whether your follow-up reminds them why. You can pull this from any CRM, so if you're working with HubSpot or Salesforce, Pipedrive, even a Google Sheet like this one, it's just 5 minutes maximum, and I would say just filter what you already have. Now, this is what I keep seeing. Business owners open an AI tool and type something like this. Write me a follow-up email to a client I haven't talked to in a while. Keep it professional and short. Okay, look what it gives you. Hi name, I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since we last connected and I wanted to reach out to see how things are going on your end. We've been working on some exciting new projects at my company that I think could be a great fit for your team. I would love to catch up and hear what you've been up to. Would you have time for a quick call in the next couple of weeks? Looking forward to connecting or reconnecting. Best regards, Ivan. This email could be literally from anyone. There's nothing in here that tells Marcus you actually remember him, nothing about the project you worked on, nothing about his daughter starting university, or nothing about why you're reaching out now versus 6 months ago. And this is exactly what 120 other emails in his inbox look like. This is getting deleted. The prompt gave AI nothing to work with, so the AI gave you nothing back. Okay, and now watch what happens when you make one change. You feed the actual relationship. I built this prompt, but just to walk you through it, I'm giving it 5 things. Who Marcus is, what we worked together, so our last interaction, then what changed since we last spoke, and exactly what I want this email to do, right? So give him a reason to reply now, make the ask low friction. And the most important part as well is I am telling it to write using 3 paragraphs. So this is the structure. You have paragraph 1, which is the memory. You reference something specific from the last time you worked together. The paragraph 2, which is the trigger, why you're reaching out right now, a real reason or something that changed in their world. And then paragraph 3, which is again the low friction ask. So instead of let's hop on a call, you offer to send something useful. You remove the pressure. You make responding feel easy. So let's see what the output is. So let's see what the output this time is. Okay, look at the difference. I was thinking about you the other day, specifically about that Q3 migration where your team was bracing for downtime and we ended up holding 99.7% through the whole phase rollout. That was a satisfying one. I also remember you mentioning your daughter was heading to Munich for university. I hope she settled in and that red situation didn't cause too much sticker shock. Even if I don't use that expression, Marcus would read that and immediately think, this person actually remembers me. And this first paragraph is the line between anyone deciding if they reply or they delete. Then it will be, I noticed your company just opened a Munich office. Congrats, it's a big move into DACH. It also caught my attention that I'm spending a lot of time lately in the operational side of EU, compliance. And I know companies in your space are trying to figure out what that actually means for their infrastructure before the deadlines hit. With your expansion timing, I imagine that's somewhere in your radar. And then look at the last paragraph. I put together a short brief on the compliance gap I'm seeing most often with teams scaling into DACH right now. Happy to send it your way if it'd be useful. No pressure, just figure out it might save you some homework. This is pure value and it's easy to say yes to because if you think about it, this was one prompt change. That's all it took. And it gave us an email that now we can actually send by editing maybe how we talk. That first paragraph changes everything. And I learned why from watching my parents. They've been running an incentive travel company for over 30 years now. Think hotel, corporate events, group trips for companies across Latin America. And the best operators in the world do something that most salespeople never learn, which is they remember you before you have to remind them. Think about checking into a hotel where the front desk greets you by name before you reach the counter. They know your room preference. They know you asked for extra pillows last time. That's what paragraph 1 does in your email. It tells the recipient, I remember you. I was actually paying attention. As I said before, I closed over $7 million across 7 countries for the biggest tech companies there is, Oracle, MongoDB, AWS. And every single reply I got came from an email where I mentioned their last project by name. And every business owner I walk through this with, the moment they add that personal detail column and actually use it, that's when the replies start coming. All from one paragraph they just weren't writing before. Now, most people send one email and they stop, and they said the lead was cold. But 42% of all replies come from follow-ups beyond that first message. So the follow-up is where meetings actually live. Day 1 is the reactivation email, memory trigger as, what we just built. Then day 4 is what we call the gentle bump. So you forward the original email with one line at the top, and you said, just wanted to make sure this didn't get buried in your inbox. You keep it human, you keep it light, and you don't make any new pitch here. Then day 10 is the new angle. You share a relevant resource, an article, or a case study with no ask attached. You are giving pure value. And this is the long game. You send out 3 emails to people who already know you. And I think that's the whole sequence. The timing here matters because day 4 is the first email that is still fresh, but they haven't acted on it. And then day 10 is when enough time has passed that the follow-up feels appropriate. That's when the window where maybe later can turn into let's talk this week. So let me recap what we just did. We filter a client list you already have. We changed what we told the AI, one prompt. We added a personal detail that makes people feel remembered. And we set up 3 emails over 10 days. That's a Tuesday afternoon. I put together the full framework as a PDF. The prompt template you just saw, the email examples, the follow-up sequence, and the side-by-side comparison. Everything you need to run this yourself. It's free. The link is gonna be in the description below. Download it. Open your CRM and send your first reactivation email today. Your best pipeline is already built. It's sitting in a database of people who liked you once, and they probably still do. If this was useful, subscribe and share with someone sitting in contacts they haven't talked to in months. Until next time, human, and I'll be here whenever you're ready to come back to my universe. See you in the next one. Bye.